Whether you are turning 65 or going on Medicare for the first time, I'm sure you're experiencing an endless amount of rules, which in turn makes everything even more confusing and frustrating. And when making these huge decisions, it's important to understand your options fully. If you don't, you could potentially get trapped with no way out.
Yeah, and some traps that we'll be discussing today are not knowing you forfeited your rights and freedom with original Medicare. Why would you do that, and what does that mean? And the second trap is finding that you cannot switch your Medigap to another Medigap. And the third biggest trap is being told that if you don't like your Medicare Advantage plan, you can always switch your plan.
And that's why in this video, we are going to expose all these Medicare traps so you don't fall into one. And if you do, how to get yourself out.
Get out.
Hi, I'm Ann.
And I'm Kai. Our goal is to help you to retire healthy and wealthy, but it can be a challenge to retire healthy if you fall into a Medicare trap and you cannot get the care that you need.
Okay, now let's dive into the number one trap that almost everyone falls into.
You signed up for a Medicare plan and you did not know you forfeited your rights or your freedom with your original Medicare plan.
Okay, we know that's a strong statement, but to clarify that statement, remember that you have to first fully understand whether you have a Medigap supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan. If you decide to go with a Medigap or supplement plan with original Medicare, this will allow you to have the freedom to choose your own doctors and any hospitals in the country that take Medicare. However, original Medicare generally pays only 80%, and you pay the other 20%. So if you want the 20% that original Medicare does not cover, that's when you would add a Medigap, also known as a Medicare supplement plan.
Right, and the other option you can choose from is called a Medicare Advantage plan, also known as Part C of Medicare. These plans are typically cheaper than the Medigap plan. They are popular because the monthly premium is typically $0 to $50 in most areas. They often come with extra bundle perks such as dental, vision, and drug coverage.
Right, so where's the trap? Well, most people don't know that these plans are funded by the federal government, usually around $1,000 or more a month. Therefore, you forfeit all your rights or freedom with Medicare. These are managed care plans, which include HMO or PPO plans. And many who sign up for these plans don't realize they are replacing their original Medicare. Medicare Part C, HMO, or PPO plans then becomes your primary. And you must follow their rules and not Medicare's rules.
And that's a huge trap. We wish that Medicare would put that in writing in their Medicare book and force the insurance companies to also add that on the front page of their brochures and websites. If Medicare enforced that, there would be a lot fewer complaints each year.
What do you guys think? Should Medicare pass a law stating that Medicare Advantage plans replace your Medicare plan and that you forfeit your rights and freedom while under the Medicare Advantage plans?
Now, do you think Medicare on their website should also make that transparent? Please let us know in the comments below. Now, let's talk about the next two biggest traps. First is being told that if you have a Medigap plan, supplement plan, you can switch to another Medigap supplement plan.
Remember, for those with a Medigap supplement plan, open enrollment is one time only. There's no open enrollment each year, besides a few states, which we will discuss in a bit. The federal open enrollment is only when turning 65 or new to Part B.
Now, in many states, you cannot switch without health questions or health underwriting. So in other words, if you buy a high deductible Plan F or Plan G, and you want to upgrade to a regular Plan G, you must answer and pass the health questions.
The same is true if you buy a Plan N and want to switch to a Plan G.
Yes, thanks for mentioning that, Ann. Now, each insurance company will have a detailed list of health questions. Answering yes to just one of the health questions can result in denial of coverage.
So why do some say that you can switch every year? Well, some states allow Medigap switching without medical questions. These states have laws that will allow you to change Medicare supplement plans without underwriting. Here are each state's rules. California, Oregon, Illinois, Idaho, Louisiana, and Nevada have the Medigap birthday rule. This means around your birth month, you can switch without questions.
Now, keep in mind, in most cases, with this birthday rule, you can only switch laterally,
Yes.
meaning equal to equal in coverage or less, like a plan G to a regular plan G, or a plan G to a plan N, or a plan G to a high deductible plan G, but not from a lower plan, like a high deductible plan G to a regular plan G. Just want to clarify that.
That's right. Connecticut and New York make changing Medicare supplement plans easy. Both states have guaranteed issuance for all at any time. Now, Missouri has a Medigap anniversary rule, not a birthday rule. This allows you to switch 30 days before and 30 days after the anniversary date of when you first signed up. Massachusetts has an annual Medigap Open Enrollment switching period from February 1st to March 31st. And Maine allows Medigap enrollees to switch to a plan with the same or fewer benefits at any time of the year. Washington allows enrollees to switch from Medigap to any other Medigap except Plan A at any time of the year.
Wow, nice job. You memorized all that, didn't you?
Yeah, right.
Now, why would someone want to switch from one Medigap to another Medigap? It's usually because their rates keep going up every single year. Now, click here on this card up here if you want to learn how insurance companies raise the rates. Now, the third biggest trap is being told that if you don't like your Medicare Advantage plan, they can always switch to a Medigap plan. This is the most told mistake, and in many cases, an outright lie. Most agents don't directly say that. Instead, well, here's what they say. If you don't like your plan, you can just switch it every year. They leave out the word Medigap. Now, this is only a partial truth because they're referring to switching from one Medicare Advantage plan to another Medicare Advantage plan. You go to a lot of seminars, or let's just say you went to a KCIIS seminar, the person doing the seminar, they'll say you can switch your plan every year. And that's where they stop. They don't finish the sentence by saying, this does not apply to switching from a Medicare Advantage plan to a Medigap.
Right, just not being completely transparent.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, there are only 4 states that require Medigap companies to offer plans to those over 65, either throughout the year or during 1 month of each year. People in Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and New York have ongoing access to Medigap plans.
Now, that's right, and these states apply to people even that are coming from a Medicare Advantage plan, but just those states. So, what if you're not happy with your current plan and feel trapped? How do you switch? How do you get out? Well, let's first discuss changing from a Medicare Advantage plan to a Medigap. First, you must apply as early as possible during the 2 open enrollment periods. Yes, 2 of them, AEP and MAOEP. We made another video discussing this. Now, AEP stands for the annual enrollment period from October 15th to December 7th. And MAOEP stands for Medicare Advantage Open Enrollment Period, which is from January 1st to March 31st. Why apply as early as possible? Because you have to answer health questions.
Right. Yes, a word of caution, you most likely will not have a guaranteed acceptance, as we already discussed. Even if you do, you want to be sure the Medigap plan accepts your application before you cancel your Advantage plan. The most important information is never cancel a policy before the new plan is approved.
Oh, and do not enroll in a Part D drug plan. Otherwise, that will automatically cancel your Advantage plan in most cases.
Yes, we wouldn't want that to happen. Now, Medicare.gov is great to compare Medicare Advantage plans, but not Medigap's. So call us if you want to compare. And if you are applying outside of these 2 open enrollment periods, then you must find a special event, such as moving outside your coverage area, or you must pass a list of health questions to be accepted by the Medigap carriers.
Now, how about if you feel trapped in your Medicare Advantage plan and want to switch to a different Medicare Advantage plan?
Now, before Kai goes into that, this video is so important for everyone to know. So if you found value in this video, click the like button and subscribe so YouTube will automatically share this video with others.
So if you feel trapped in your Medicare Advantage plan and would like to switch to another Medicare Advantage plan, you can use the 2 open enrollment periods we just mentioned, AEP and MAOEP. But be careful. Most marketing brochures highlight what they know will catch your eye during these periods. We recommend looking at Medicare.gov to see all the plans side by side without having the marketing bias. After you like what you see, then you can go to the plan's website to get more details.
However, we recommend you not enroll on your own. Why do we say that? Well, regardless if you have a PhD or you're used to shopping and buying things on your own, there are a few hidden dangers to doing this without professional guidance.
And if you're a DIY person, a do-it-yourself person, I get it. I like to research things and do things on my own as well, even though sometimes she wishes I didn't. Plus, you might be the type who wants to learn and save money. But in shopping for insurance, you can still learn with the help of an agent. And best of all, there are no cost savings to you whether you do it yourself or go through an agent.
Remember, Medicare.gov or 1-800-Medicare will never have anyone licensed with the plan or have direct experience with the plan. So all they do is educate you on what you and the customer service representative sees on the screen.
Also, what you see on the plan's website might not always be how things turn out. For example, you might see that your doctor is on the network. However, later you find out the website was completely wrong. It wasn't up to date. What's even worse is that on paper or the website, the plan looked great, but then you have no idea how difficult it is to work with that plan.
Yes, it's not like buying something at Home Depot where you can just return it in 30 days if you don't like it. This is a plan that you will be stuck with for the entire year.
Right, and so if you do things yourself like plumbing or handyman work and you mess up, not that I mess up, you can usually redo it or call a professional to help you fix it. But when it comes to these Medicare plans, if you mess up, you cannot change it for the entire year. Whereas mentioned with the rules above, you might never be able to return to your previous plan.
And no agent can override these rules or fix it if it's too late.
Yeah, again, you can call Medicare or the plan directly, but we recommend getting professional help to guide you. A good agent will guide you rather than try to sell you.
Remember, if you switch to a different Medicare Advantage plan just to get lower premiums or some extra perks like dental and so forth, you might have to change your doctors and hospitals. And most importantly, some plans that look good on paper might make it difficult for you to get the care that you need.
Now, when calling agents, there are also dangers you need to be aware of. So what should you expect?
Yes, we know we are agents too, so we are not saying all agents are bad. But you should be aware of the 3 types of agents you'll be talking to and how that affects you. So click here to find out the dangers of working with an insurance agent and how to protect yourself.
And if you're still not sure of whether a Medicare Advantage or a Medigap is best for you, then click here.
So please tell YouTube to push this video to others by clicking that like button and subscribing. We'll see you next time.